Real good boys know that they have to be good to the planet, which is why we drink Fiji water. Since 2022, Fiji Water's 330 milliliter and 500 milliliter bottles have been produced with 100% recycled plastic.
That's hot.
You know what's even hotter? The aquifer Fiji water originates from is a sustainable source and will continue to replenish as the rain and water cycles persist in the islands of Fiji.
You're right. That is hotter.
Visit your local retailer to pick up some Fiji water today and give yourself a Good Boy Gold Star for helping protect our planet. After all, Fiji water is Earth's finest water.
Good boys. Good boys.
Welcome back to Good Boys.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome to Good Boys, Rivkah.
Yay, thank you.
Please intro Rivkah because you two know each other.
Yeah, let's see if I get every single thing correct here. Rivkah is a friend of For Them, a friend of Motti, a friend of kind of a friend of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody.
that.
I don't know anybody who doesn't know and love. Well, I don't know anyone who knows Rivkah that doesn't love them.
Oh my god.
And actor, musician, astrologist, witch, DJ, model. What am I missing here? Line dancer.
Thank you for saying model. Not a lot of people remember that one.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the most important one to me.
It's so funny. We did the same thing for Jess, and they're like, I did commercial modeling like 8 years ago, but I'm like, but still,
You're a model.
we only have baddies, you know.
Yeah.
And comedian as well.
All of those things. Yeah, I don't think you forgot a single thing.
Yeah.
Friend is the most important one.
Yeah, friend is the most. Yeah, Rivka's one of my first TikTok friends.
Yes. And
From
so
the
is Motti.
pandemic.
Motti and I met on TikTok. And I like very thirstily slid into their DMs. And I was just like, do you have a girlfriend? And Motti was like, yes, at the time.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, cool.
Yeah.
But then they added me to this hilarious group text of a bunch of different TikTok lesbians, and then we became
friends. Bros. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's so funny thinking back to that initial DM because I'm like, yeah, I'm in a horribly abusive relationship.
Oh God.
Yeah. Well,
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
and then but y'all are friends as well.
We've recently met.
We're
Yeah.
very recent friends. Very grateful
Yeah.
to be friends. We had a little matcha the other day.
Yeah.
Matcha.
A little matcha.
Matcha.
How fun
I
would
went back to that place this morning.
Pretty good, right?
Very good. I got their like ginger immunity matcha drink.
God.
I was expecting it to be more like a turmeric latte, but it tasted like one, but it was like very matcha forward. It's everything I needed.
Shout out Matcha for Prince Street. So
Hey.
would you be upset
sponsor us.
if I said that I've never had matcha before?
I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Really? I'm so surprised by that. Why?
I'm not very adventurous. I'm a little picky. And like I drink my coffee black. Like it's, I don't know.
Got it.
I drink my coffee black.
Exactly.
I never drink a matcha cause I'm whack. Okay.
I thought you said cause I'm white, and I'm like,
Cause
well,
I'm
sure.
Yeah.
white.
I feel like matcha's quite white. No.
It's becoming that. It's from Japan, so it's quite literally not.
Yeah.
I feel like in New York, I feel like
Yeah.
all I see is
White girls drinking matcha.
correct. And you know, good
With
for
the
them.
swinging ponytail.
It's so cute, you know.
I mean it more in the way of like white people are so unadventurous with what they eat and drink, and we're picky, and that's me.
And that's true.
And that's true.
And that's true of all white people.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Amazing. Okay, intros, and then
Yeah.
we'll give you time at the end to plug anything fun
Beautiful.
you've got coming up.
Yep. So we usually kick off the pod by talking about how you were a good boy this week, but it's very generic. It can be anything at all. So it can be how you're a good boy, and boy is a very expansive term, as we know.
Yes. I was a very good boy this week for, so my friend is going through a bit of a dramatic lesbian breakup right now. And the girl that she was breaking up with had a self-tape that she had to do. And my friend was like, I don't think I can like help her with this thing. And so I fucking helped the girl with the self-tape.
Wow.
No way.
I was a very good friend.
Yeah.
And I don't even know this person super well, but again, it's like, you know, live your dreams. I want all of my actor friends and acquaintances to get work. So I'm like always down to help somebody with a self-tape because it also helps me with my coaching.
Yeah.
And it also helps me as a reader too. Because like the other person on the side of the camera gets to act too. So I think I was a very good boy.
That is good boy.
That's good boy on like 2 levels.
Yeah.
You know, through a friend to another human. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know this person super well, but I mean, the reason they broke up was just because of incompatibility. It wasn't like this girl was like a bad person. Like they just like weren't a fit. And I liked every time we hung out. I was like, she's cool. It's just that she's like a little younger than I think my friend is used to, and not the vibe right now.
Yeah.
So
Was the self-tape good?
no.
Oh my god! Thank you so much. Thank you so much
I'm so glad
for being honest. I mean, here's the thing. We'll get into how we've been good boys or not, Motti. But like, this is a real thing. Like, you help your friends with self-tapes, and then when they're not good, what do? You know, you just say, "Great."
I helped somebody today. That's what I say.
Yeah.
It's like if a self-tape is bad, a self-tape is bad. And it's also like probably not the worst one that this casting director is going to see if I was involved in the coaching or taping or whatever. But yeah, I would say that most audition material right now is like not great because the stuff that's being written is hilariously bad.
Yeah.
And I feel comfortable saying that on a public forum.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's interesting to see actors do the best they can with like a piece of shit script. And yeah, I think this person probably did the best they could.
I always find it makes a good actor when I see terrible lines and scenes, but the actor makes it work. I'm like, that's a good actor.
Yeah.
You know?
It's one of my special skills. I should put it on my resume.
Yeah, you should.
I make bad scripts good. We need to workshop how I say that without it sounding like cunty.
Yeah.
You can really work with a work in progress. You can, you can really lift the words off the page.
I love a work in prog.
Yeah. A whip.
Whip.
Yep.
Motti, how have you been a good boy this week, or have you?
I have, and I feel really excited about how I've been a good boy this week. And now I'm like, am I going to find myself doing things just because so that I have something to say about? But so there was a night this previous week that torrential downpour, like it was flooding the intersections where I live. And my partner and I have each other's locations, and it's only ever used if I'm preparing dinner and I want to make sure I time it right, whatever. And so I check her location. She's coming back from work, and I know she didn't bring an umbrella because it wasn't supposed to rain. And so what I did was I saw when she was pulling up to the train station, and I timed it so that I could meet her at the top of the train station with an umbrella, which was so cute. And because she was like I knew she was wearing a white top and like denim. That's not fun to get caught. I'm telling you, like crazy rain. And what made it even more fun was that there's a bunch of scaffolding at the top of our subway stop, and so like 50 people are huddling underneath it waiting for like a cab or waiting for it to pass. And like I'm like the solo knight that walks up to her with the umbrella, and I like retrieve her back, and then everyone's kind of like,
this is like a scene from Love Actually.
Yeah. And I got to feel like a really good boy, like a really good boyfriend doing that, and it of course made her really happy that I thought to do that without her asking. And that's the
so
kind of stuff I love to do.
coded.
I love that kind of
I love that shit.
Yeah. So
I love being on the receiving end of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I too was caught in the torrential downpour, but I was on a date while that was happening.
That's
and
fun.
we like sort of like ran through the rain. It was sort of romantic.
That is fun.
It was really cute. It
was a good date?
It was cute. It was beautiful. Yeah. It ended up my God, my voice is like gone.
Have some Fiji water.
I'm gonna have a sip of Fiji to quench my thirst.
Look at that as an ad.
Yeah, put it in slow-mo. Yeah. No, we got caught in the rain and went up to like the apartment that I was staying at, and I like, we toweled off, and she like borrowed a t-shirt and some shorts. And then we ended up having a very like special, intimate conversation. I think we're going to be friends, like, which is cool. But yeah, I think rain is so romantic in that way, and it does something, so brings people closer together.
I like rain.
I hate rain.
Oh,
I hate it.
I'm sorry.
Because one, I'm a sneakerhead, and I'm very specific about my shoes, and they get destroyed in the rain. So I have like rain shoes, but that aren't traditional like wellies. What do you call these?
Rain boots.
Okay, sure. Wellingtons.
I know welly
Wellingtons,
though.
but you know welly, right? I don't own a welly. I don't own wellies. But I do own leather sneakers that are specific to rain. They're my wellies. Anyway, the point is, I don't like rain. I'll be devastated if I was on a date and I was running through the rain with my date. I'd be devastated.
Because of the shoes.
Yeah.
And that's
maybe my hair.
That's so Leo coded, I feel too, because I'm the same way with, I'm very particular about certain pairs of shoes that I have. Like, actually, my ex would make fun of me all the time because when she would like flat tire me by accident, I'd be so pissed because it would like scuff the shoe.
Yeah. Wait, what is flat tire?
Oh, you step on when you're like walk too closely behind someone and you
accidentally
step
like
on the
step
back
on the
of
back
their
of
shoe.
the heel.
I'm so fucking glad that you've both told me that there is a name for this.
Yeah.
This is my fucking kryptonite. I'm not, and I never get angry as a person. I'm just not very rageful. When someone does that to me, the rage just goes from my feet to my fucking skull.
Same.
And I'm like, you just stood on my fucking shoe.
Britt
You
does
know?
it
And now
all
I'm
the
gonna have
time.
to wipe it off
Yeah.
And now I gotta wipe it off
like a plebe.
To be fair, my wonderful girlfriend, it's her favorite activity. It's the only tension that we have in our relationship. I guess now I can say, you just flat tired me. Is that right?
You can say it, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Britt does it to me all the time, but she has no depth perception. So she walks into me, she elbows, like she walks into wall. Like it's just.
Is that a redhead thing? Because
Well, she's not a natural redhead.
What? No
call
way.
out.
No way.
Wait, you didn't know that?
I did not know
It's
that.
common out. It's not a secret.
Brit.
Okay.
Brit.
It's not a secret. She's a blonde.
I did not know
But
that.
she looks like she is naturally.
100%.
Yeah,
I would not
it
have
fits
known.
her so well.
It does.
I
Yeah.
think maybe it is a redhead thing though, like just
Yeah.
whether you like choose to be one or naturally are one, that you just naturally have
Yeah.
no depth perception.
Yeah, she's got no depth perception. She's got time blindness. Like she's undiagnosed ADHD, and I think I don't know. Is there like an intersection of clumsiness and that, or am I making that up?
Definitely.
Okay. Well,
Right.
and so were you a good boy this week?
Damn. Well, now I guess we're on like this like relationshipy vibe. Okay, here's the thing. I was a good boy because my partner was shopping. Hear me out.
Girls be shopping.
Girls be shopping. I actually am obsessed with shopping myself, but anyway, but I wasn't shopping for me, and I did the whole like wait in the boyfriend seat situation, and did a lot of like waiting outside while she tries stuff on. That looks great. That doesn't, for my whole Saturday, Sunday, Saturday.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good boy thing.
That's a very
That's
good boy thing.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I
Did you
think-
get anything for yourself?
That's not the point, is it? Motti? That's not I did. I got a pair of shorts. Not as good as these denim shorts. I don't know if people are listening. What would you describe this as?
The
The coolest shorts I've ever seen.
Jorts with like a mesh little star cutout.
Yeah,
Is how I
exactly.
would
These are my
describe it.
favorite shorts in the world.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got a pair of long shorts, which every good boy needs.
I just got a perfect pair of jorts from, I'm going to shout out the name of the store, First Team Vintage in the Lower East Side. Great store. The guy in there was super helpful. He said a lot of the girls, gays, and theys are coming there to get their jorts, and they'll always have them now.
Wow.
I think so. If
It's
you're
jorts only.
It's not just jorts. They have good like sports merch. Like
Yeah.
I almost bought a insanely priced 92 Bulls hat, but I have one already, so I'm good on that. Talked myself out of it. They've got good vintage jeans, vintage band tees, all sorts of cute stuff there. But
That-
yeah,
Just Jorts is like a fantastic name for
a
a
business.
store.
Somebody
that only
take
sells
that.
Jorts,
Somebody,
though.
yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, my favorite pair of jorts that I have, I made myself. I just cut my jeans the
No
old
way.
the old
Does that
school
work?
way.
Truly?
They're not like. I mean, it works. There's like the little fringies, but I like that
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna hem. I can't hem.
You've never struck me as a hemmer.
No. What is it about me? I cut a vest. My friend makes these vests that she puts this patchwork onto, and it was this like, I shouldn't have done this, but it was this like thrifted vest, but it was too big on me, but I really wanted to make it work. So I cut it. It's like, the little woven, it's a sweater vest. And so I cropped it, and then I was like, shit, I've got to go get it hemmed because it's falling. There's fabric everywhere. I brought it to the guy who does all my dry cleaning and stuff. And he was like, what the fuck did you do? He was like, you shouldn't have cut this. And I was like, I know, I'm sorry. Like, I already went in there being like, I know that I messed up, but he really wanted to make sure I knew that I messed up. And he's like, I think I could do something with this, but it'll last 3 washes. And I was like, that's okay. Like, I'll pay for it, like whatever it ends up being. But I fucked up really bad. And to your point, yeah, that's my vibe. It's like cutting with abandonment and then being like,
I fucked up.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a hemmer either. I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to drive. Those are 2 of my like.
And that
big
doesn't surprise me
qualities.
that you can't drive.
Yeah, do I give passenger princess?
You give passenger princess, but I also know you're like from a city. You currently live in a city. You know,
You don't necessarily need a car
yeah.
in neither of the cities that I'm sort of from, but in LA you definitely need a car. That is why I am ending my relationship with LA post haste.
You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Rivkah comes to New York. Amazing. Well, good boy shopping with your partner.
Thank you so much. Should we move on? Okay, so Rivkah, what we do next is we take headlines from the news and we take turns reading them out, and then we decide whether the subject of the headline has been a good boy or a bad boy.
Great.
With little signs.
Yeah, with these
which
little
we
signs.
pre-made for you.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I'm excited about this.
And you can give a little bit of you don't have, like, if you happen to have a defense for your decision or some context or anything like that, you're welcome to
Is
get
this in
that.
play? No.
I don't think so.
I'm going to say no.
We're
You're
not going to
good.
see that.
You're
Okay.
good. Yeah.
I'm going to get it away from myself. Great.
Okay, I'm going to read the first headline. Here we go. Raccoons. Sorry.
Hold for applause.
Just hold. That's it. No. Raccoons are trying to break into Cybertrucks, and there's some speculation that this has been happening because the raccoons are literally confusing them with dumpsters.
Good boys.
Good boy
You
raccoons.
tell them.
Good boy. Good boy raccoons.
Good boy raccoons.
I have something I'd love to compare this to.
Please.
A couple years ago in Argentina, the capybaras they took over the town that they were driven out of, like the very wealthy area of Buenos Aires, I want to say.
Right.
I'm going to sound really geographically ignorant, but at the time I was working at a place where a lot of my colleagues were in Argentina, and they were like, the wealthiest people are getting driven out of their homes because the capybaras are literally climbing through windows and taking it over. Like, they took the town back. And that's what this reminds me of like rodents taking back the night.
No way.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And this kind of feels very aligned
Rodent
with that.
takeover.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before
That's my
rats
project
take back.
2025 is rodents taking over.
Yes.
I keep reading, isn't this the same as Rat Boy Summer? What is this?
This is
It's the same.
I'm like, wait, you're saying I'm like, this is a very different thing.
We're making them the same.
Okay.
I guess Cybertrucks look like dumpsters.
They look like
big-
dumpsters to me.
Yeah, totally.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't wait till one day I get to take a ride in one.
I know. To be honest, there's one that parks outside regularly. Have you seen outside
I haven't,
the
no.
studio here?
I've seen a couple in person, but not here yet.
Yeah, it's it's a lot.
They're fugly.
They are fugly.
Ugly.
But I do want to
But do I want one?
Yeah.
Hundy
You're like, I might not be able to drive,
But I want a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
You want a good boy to drive you around in a
Yeah.
Cybertruck.
Ugh, dreams.
But is he a good boy if he owns one? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
My roommate in LA has not a Cybertruck, but is a Tesla driver, and he's a very good boy. Shout out,
Okay.
David. Love you.
Shout out
Yay,
David.
David.
Everyone needs a gay guy named David in their life.
Yeah. Ew, David. Next headline. Breaking. Grindr experiencing outages due to unprecedented traffic in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah, okay. Yep, messed it up. Next headline. Breaking. Grindr experiencing outages due to unprecedented traffic in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I mean, I'm gonna go good boys.
So the subject of is this Grindr, or is the men using Grindr, or is it Milwaukee?
I know. I know what was happening in Milwaukee when the grinder explosion happened was the RNC.
Right.
So I think that these are bad boys.
But okay, they are bad boys, but I love that they're on Grindr.
Yeah,
You know,
of course
and
they
that's
are.
why I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's why I went good boy.
Good boy.
Are y'all on Grindr? You're not.
Yeah, I am on Grindr. I haven't really used it though, and also to be honest, it makes me so nervous.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I keep doing this thing where I put a photo of myself up, and then I panic and take it down immediately. So my name is there, but I'm not ready. Are you?
No.
I downloaded it once and then I deleted it.
Yeah.
Never.
I got scared.
I've never had it, but I've always been curious. When I was in my I think I'm a trans boy era. But then it just turned out I had PCOS. I thought about it, but I was also in my no dating apps era. So I think that was God's protection.
You can play on my Grindr if you like.
Yeah, just a look.
Just to,
Yeah. I mean, I've learned about scruffies. Which is
I did hear about this.
Which is different from Grindr. I think a little bit more explicit than Grindr, and that I'm very curious about.
We should download it.
My friends love it.
Okay. And is it just for sexual intimacy?
That's my understanding of it. Maybe
sexual intimacy.
Maybe some folks are getting other stuff out of it.
That's what Rivkah, that's what I call sex. Okay.
And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
What I say to women is, would you like to have
Sexual
sexual intimacy?
Would you like to be sexually intimate?
Would you like to be sexually intimate?
That's
and they often say no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not. Not like that.
I'm gonna give this back to you.
I recently learned that sex and intimacy don't always go hand in hand.
Correct. You know what? You're so right. I need to change it. We need to rebrand it. What can it be?
Fucking and sucking.
Sorkin and Forkin and
Sorkin
even
and
Jorkin.
Jorkin?
Jorkin and Sorkin and Forkin.
Jorkin my peanuts.
Absolutely jorking.
I do say that a lot.
Straight up jorking it.
Have you? Yeah, straight up jorking it. That came from Twitter, yeah?
I think
or
so, yeah.
Oh, I did.
Someone tweeted, they were like...
Straight up jorking it, and by it, well, let's just say I mean my peanuts.
And I say it all the time. Can I touch you?
Yeah.
I'll be we'll be watching TV, Britt and I, and I'll just be doing this, and I'm like, I'm jorking your peanuts. She hates it.
The peanuts of the leg.
Yes, and by peanuts I mean your leg.
I love that.
It's so silly.
Okay, next headline. Helping my best friend's husband collect a sperm sample was the hottest hand job ever.
Yeah, good boy.
Pull it out. Good boy.
Yeah, good boy.
Good boy.
Why good boy? Who's the good boy? The husband or the other person?
Everybody involved.
Even the sperms.
Yeah.
Even the little swimmers. You gotta give them credit. They're good boys or girls.
They are good boys.
Yeah.
They all start as girls, actually. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Everyone's
Are we not concerned by anything in this headline?
It seems like an all in all a very positive experience for everybody involved.
Hold on, read it again.
Okay. Yeah, just take two. Helping my best friend's husband collect a sperm sample was the hottest hand job ever. So someone is
helping
my best friend's
husband collect
a sperm sample was that? Do you understand?
Now I get it. Okay, so it's like a poly thing.
Is it though? Question mark. It doesn't sound
helping
like it.
My best friend's husband was the best hand job I ever gave.
I get a very specific scenario in my head.
Okay, go.
That's probably not what's happening. And here's the problem with this segment that we do is we don't always read the article attached to it.
We specifically don't read the article. Actually,
we love that culture of journalism where you only
you
react
don't need
to the
to
headline.
read it after that.
100%.
So in my head, what I'm picturing happening, which is incorrect, is that a couple, they're trying to conceive a child. The husband goes to a sperm bank, has to jork his peanuts, and maybe wife is at work. She's in a work meeting. He needs help. The porn that they have in the little bathroom is not cutting it.
Best friend's husband.
No, I'm getting there.
Okay.
And so they're in a group chat because they're besties, and they're like, blah blah blah, really needs help getting this load off. Can you go jork his peanuts?
Yeah.
At the sperm bank, and the best friend goes. Because to me,
I would do that for
I can
my best
remove
friend.
the sexualness if it's for if it's, it's transactional,
Clinical even.
It's thank you. Yes, clinical, medical. It is
and
to
there's
create
something
a family.
intimate about that.
Sexually intimate. Platonically intimate. But that's what goes on in my head is that we're like, hey, we're calling in that favor. You need to go.
Got it.
Yeah.
So do you believe you can give a hand job without it being sexual?
Every hand job I've ever given was has not been sexual.
It's a chore.
I love a good handy J every once in a while.
I do.
Totally. I just mean in my experience, they were not good. I'm sure
You
the guy
weren't
didn't
good at
like.
it?
I was really good at blowing, but not tugging. I don't think.
You're more of a Sorkin than a Jorker.
That sounds like Aaron Sorkin.
Please call me Mr. Sorkin.
I don't know. I just can't imagine anybody liked the hand jobs that I was giving.
Oh, don't put yourself down. You got this.
Thank you.
You're fantastic at hand jobs.
Thank you. I also haven't given that many. It went straight to BJ.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, so
I do think it's possible, yes, to have a non-sexual hand job. Maybe she was just through the door. Maybe she didn't even give the hand job.
Maybe she was
was
coaching
through the
him.
door and she was like, "Yeah,
Pretend
so
I'm your
what?"
wife.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
Yeah,
pretend I'm your wife.
Or
Yeah.
I was like just saying like nice. You got this.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job. You're gonna make a baby with that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cute. I want someone to shout stuff from the sidelines when I'm giving myself a hand job.
There you go.
That's all I want sometimes. Sometimes
Yes.
I'm like, okay, so this is a recent thing for me is like in my mind, usually the first impulse is like, I want to fuck or like I'm horny and I need to get laid. But then what I've been doing instead of just going to seek that is pulling back and going, what do I actually want? Like, do I just want a hug? Do I just want to go get oysters? Like, or like, maybe it is like a sexual thing and I just like want somebody to like sext with me or like do something on the phone or just like, coach me through like absolutely Jorkin It.
Yeah. I do love that. I love sexting for that reason because I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe I don't want you like around, but I do love this kind of like dirty talk.
Yeah. And my Mars is in Gemini, so a lot of it is about the communicational aspect of it for me. Like I get turned on by the banter.
The banter.
banter.
The banter.
I love
Chats.
the preamble.
The
so to speak.
preamble.
It's
I
the
love
best.
that. Yeah.
You know, the preamble
Yeah.
just before.
Sometimes the actual sex ruins it. Not always,
Not always.
but sometimes.
Sometimes.
If anybody is listening to this right now and you've read the article about the woman who jorked off her best friend's husband to create a baby, let us know.
We're
Yeah.
sorry. We'll
Were
start
they
reading
good
the
or bad?
articles.
Email goodboys@forthem.com and maybe we'll read it.
And maybe we'll just can you
the clip
TLDR
notes.
it? Yeah, can you summarize it for me because some of these articles are long.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Next headline. After the Ocean Gate implosion, the ultra wealthy still can't resist the deep sea.
For fuck's sake. Bad boys. Stop doing things that are completely unnecessary that cost billions of dollars. Please.
Yeah.
Right?
Can we be done?
Can we be done?
Can we just be done with that?
Yeah.
Ocean Gate.
Here's the thing.
Where are there any good billionaires?
That's so
Rihanna
tough.
would be the only
Oh my
one,
gosh,
in
Rihanna,
my
totally.
opinion.
Bruce Springsteen just became a billionaire.
Then Bruce, yes, Bruce and Rihanna.
My dad has
Those are my two.
opinions.
What about Beyonce?
Is she a billionaire?
Maybe together they're billionaire. Like, you
They
know,
have to
they
be.
have
right?
to be.
they
at
have
this
to
point.
be.
Yeah.
I feel like she's good. She's a good
Yeah,
boy.
she's a good one.
No?
She
know.
could be doing a little more with her platform.
Period.
Totally. But all of them.
Everybody
Don't you think
can.
all of them
Yes, of course. Yes.
could? Even Rihanna. I mean, and I'll say nothing bad about
Well,
Riri ever.
I have
but
something bad to say about Rihanna.
no way.
She
Say
put
it.
Johnny Depp in her Fenty campaign quite literally months after the trial ended. And
Rihanna.
I'm like, you're gonna risk like that PR for, and listen, respect Rihanna, credit where credit is due. That was a crazy decision, and maybe it wasn't her decision, but of course, I have to imagine she gets final
I think so.
approval.
You gotta assume that she then doesn't believe that he was abusive. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
'Cause I
and
think
then
that-
of course it came into the conversation of like, Rihanna girl, like you
Right,
survived.
100%. But you got it. That's what I mean.
idea to feature Depp in the runway show of her lingerie and loungewear line.
Wow.
What did he wear?
That's what this is where I'm stuck.
He didn't look good, I'll tell you that.
That's her using her platform to make that statement. She obviously doesn't
Totally.
Her platform is I don't believe women.
Right.
So I'm just saying that is my criticism of her,
Interesting.
and I stand on that.
Okay. Well, she must Rihanna, if you're listening, you're not. But if you are, I'm a good boy and I'll be in your campaign.
Yeah.
We'll all be good boys in your campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Well,
so and the ocean thing.
Oh, the Ocean Gate, yeah.
I do think it's annoying because what is it? 10% of Earth's ocean has been explored, and I'm like, can y'all just can you give all your money to the scientists and the people who are trying to do this instead of like getting in a container and dropping to the bottom of the ocean?
Is it a thing where the
do we need to hold for that?
Oh, is that how's that sound?
Okay, great. Sorry.
Is it a thing where the money that they're paying to go towards these crazy trips are getting funneled into investigative stuff?
That'd be really cool.
Question mark. Anyway, we say things on this podcast that we don't know the answers to, but everybody please correct us, or we'll do a corrections corner. Next headline, here we go. Okay, the Carol director casts Joaquin Phoenix and Danny Ramirez as lovers in new gay drama. Ooh. Shout it out.
Wait, what do I say?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have Bad Boys up and
Are you switching?
I forgot what
we
side
can
I was
disagree.
on.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. Well, they're playing lovers, and are either of them gay?
I'm gonna say no.
I have opinions.
Oh, go.
So, I'm of the opinion, cancel me. I don't think that every gay character has to be played by a gay actor as long as it's at least written by a gay person, or at least the person who writes it is not falling into stereotypes or anything harmful, because I'm like, listen, actors play that they have cancer and they don't have,
Totally.
there's
Right.
things and I do think that the writing and like the people behind the camera is more important. But my issue with that, and maybe Joaquin, I don't know, maybe Joaquin is queer. I don't know. My thing is this is the Carol director who made Carol. We just had the 100 best lesbian films come out, and a lot of people listed Carol. I'm like, that is, I don't think, a good movie, but those two women are straight. So now it comes to a thing where I'm like, okay, now you're making a second gay movie and you're still not casting queer people.
Got it.
That's where it gets kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Totally. But I also think you sort of said it, but we always are assuming that these people are straight, but we don't know.
We don't know that Kate Blanchett is gay.
Is straight.
Totally. I thought, I could be wrong, I thought she had like gone on record to be like, well, I would love for her to be gay. Listen,
I feel like half of the population is pansexual.
Yeah.
And then of course when we start criticizing this, then we get into the thing of like, oh, does every actor have to be out in order to like get these roles? And that's an issue on itself, which is also why I hold that belief of nuance. Like, let's just nuance.
At the same time, I've auditioned for so many roles and they're like non-binary trans roles, and then people get them that are not non-binary.
We
or
talked
trans.
about this the other day, and I'm not going to say names, but
that's tough. That's tough because there's right now, at least, there's not a bunch of these roles, and so it's like, if you don't have the experience at all, like, maybe let me and Rivkah go for those roles.
Even with like lesbian roles, like I've found a lot of stuff that I've gone in for that are like, lesbian roles, and then they're like, who would be great for this? Bleep that out, bleep out her name.
We'll bleep it.
But it's usually her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So I don't know. I like Joaquin.
I really love him.
I'm sure. Let's see how. I don't know that second name.
Danny Ramirez.
Do you know that?
Here, let me show you.
Let me Google him.
We're doing a little Google on the side.
We're Jorkin,
Jorkin, and Google.
No.
Straight up Googling it. And by it, I mean Danny Ramirez.
And by it, I mean Joaquin Phoenix's on-screen lover.
Oh, he's hot.
Oh, he
Top
was
Gun.
in No Exit, which I watched. Highly rec. He is in it. He's sexy in that as well. Who's the girl? The beautiful girl from Bottoms. She's the heiress.
Havana Rose Liu.
She's the heiress to that Tie the Knot website. Her parents started the Knot.
What?
And she is the heiress. Britt and I looked it up because we were like, where did she all of a sudden she's in Bottoms in this movie. And
Interesting.
what do you think?
I think she's beautiful.
Yeah, I think she's beautiful as well.
She is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll shoot my shot after this.
Yeah.
Shooting it.
Good for you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good boys.
How do y'all shoot your shot in this day and age?
Oh. You want to go?
You go.
Well, right now I don't, because I'm in a loving
How did you
monogamous.
shoot your shot with Brittany Miggs?
I did a fantastic job shooting my shot with Britt Miggs. So, I had recently become single, and I was aware of Britt because to me, I'm like, this is that hot redhead that goes viral on Twitter all the time because she's got some viral tweets, whatever. And I never knew if she was queer or not, but she would like every single one of my like thirst traps on Twitter. And I'm like, that's not a very straight thing to be doing, in my opinion.
Agree.
Especially because it was like pre-Top Shirt. Not that that matters, but you know, it was a queer thing. So I, at the time, was running a monthly all queer lineup show. And so I DM'd her and I said, hey, I produced this show, but it's an all queer lineup. I think you're really funny and I want to put you on my list to book.
Oh, you gay?
Sorry to be really blunt about it. Are you queer? Because I first wanted to know if she was queer. She responded and she was like, yes. And of course she wanted to drop in that she was not only single, but divorced. And so she was like, yes, I'm queer, like so queer. In fact, I divorced my husband over it. And I was like, oh, so she wants me to know she's single and available, not just queer. And so and then weeks go by and we finally meet each other at an in-person event, and we were all talking with our friends, and I kept bringing up how I need it to be super clear to me that someone's into me. I don't approach people. I need someone to literally slap me in the face and say, I want to go on a date with you, because I have so much internalized lesbophobia and like whatever of like, I don't want to hit on someone if it's not welcome. And so she sits next to me. She goes, you should take down my number. And so we did that. But really the way that I shot my shot at our first date, we went to this party under a bridge.
Hot.
Okay.
Troll vibes.
Okay, I'm wet.
And we were like, neither of us were like saying that it was a first date, because we were like, what if it isn't? And then we were telling each other about how hot we thought each other were. And I go, do you want to make out about it? And then we had our first kiss.
I love that.
And so that's kind of how I shot my shot.
I love that.
That's hot.
That is hot.
Yeah. We talk about it to this. She's like, I can't believe you did that. That was so hot.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Damn. Man, I'm not gonna be able to compete with that. I have this issue where when I was a dyke, I would like walk up to any woman in a bar. I wouldn't care if she was gay or straight. I'd be like, hey, what's going on? I'm Kylo. It's like your boyfriend. Don't even worry about it. I'd be like doing all this stuff, like so confident. And now I'm a trans guy, and I just like awkwardly sit in the corner and avoid eye contact. And I don't know why that's occurred. And so I also now need people to hit on me. And I do not notice now when women are chatting to me, I'm like, they're probably just being super polite, you know? So they have to like take off their shirts and get on top of me, and I'm like, got it.
And then you're like,
Oh, wait, you're still like, are you mad at me?
Exactly.
But as a friend, right?
Yeah. I'm like, do you need help with some sort of clothing? I don't know. So
I'm recently re-navigating this because I'm like recently single, and I don't know, the shot was shot to me in my last relation.
okay.
It was like come to my birthday party, and then I was just like, okay. But then I shot my shot at the birthday party. I was just like, you know, should we go on a date? After like looking at each other's birth charts and stuff. But yeah, now I'm kind of trying to re-navigate it because I don't necessarily have 100% clarity on what I'm looking for right now, like, or what types of relationship I'm looking for. I know I don't want to like get into anything like monogamous or like serious or committed at the moment, but that could change tomorrow. That could change today. I'm really just like one day at a time, like one moment at a time, vibing it with relating and dating and romancing and Sorkin and Jorkin and Forkin. But yeah, the other day I said, I'm going to kiss you on the mouth to somebody before kissing them.
Oh my God.
And then they were like, you didn't have to tell me, like you could have just done it.
Fuck that. That's hot. That's great.
I think that's fun. It also gives them the opportunity, if they didn't want that,
to be like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And you're monogamous, Motti, right?
I'm monogamous. Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
So I'm flexible with my agamy. Thanks. I have previously been in open thing. I've been in relationships that started open. I've been in relationships that turn into open. I've been in 2 different open relationships where I have been cheated on. Believe it or not, yes, it's possible.
It's possible.
Basically, usually people have follow-up questions, and I'm like, just think about a thing where the entire point of it is that you have a list of agreed upon rules, and if
And then
those
somebody
rules
just breaks
are
them all.
broken, yeah, like I think people think that like openness just means like anything. I'm like, it's a conversation. It's 10 conversations,
Right.
and whatever. No hate to these people that this has happened with. Everyone's cool, whatever. But anyway, so I'm flexible with it. I like to say that it depends on on my partner. If my partner has a super specific preference for that, and so my current partner is like, literally, if we were open, I'd kill myself. So I'm like, not in like in a jokey way, not in a manipulative way. And I like monogamy too. Like I like monogamy too. I get everything that I need, that I could get from her, I get from her, or like my friends and family, whatever. So we're monogamous, and yeah. Do you have specific questions about it?
No, I think I started off in a monogamous relationship, and then I feel like, and this coincided with my transition too, because I feel like we talk about this all the time, that like I'm coming of age a little bit, like my body feels different, you know, I have testosterone coursing through my body, and so we talked about, like we feel super safe in our relationship. There's loads of communication, and so we were like, let's be open and sort of see what happens. And I think half of that is so I can start to sort of explore my own sexuality and body in how I am now, you know. But to be honest, I haven't done anything really. It's funny, I think once someone says, yeah, do whatever you want, go on, you know, you're just sort of sat there like, okay, you know.
But isn't it nice to have the trust?
Yeah,
100%.
Like that's the whole thing. Like for me, at least, is that, for me, the non-monogamy piece is like really just about like trust, not permission. And I think that's a common misperception. Is that like, is that a word? Misperception, misconception, misconnections. Spotted. You were at the Matchaful on Prince and Sullivan this morning. You were working there. We flirted a little bit, and I didn't know how old you are, so I ran away. They were cute though. Yeah, it was like the classic thing that happens here all the time in New York City. Like, I like your tattoos. I like your tattoos. Bye.
that doesn't happen in LA.
It doesn't. I don't really go cruising or looking for it in LA. I'm sort of like deeply unattracted to LA as a city and most of the people in it, aside from my own friends who like, and I believe like in romance within platonic relationships too. Like I have romances with all of my close friends. It's just not sexual. But it, you know, if any of my friends wanted to make out, I would be like absolutely down to be of service. And that's me being a good boy again. How
do you figure out the lines, the boundaries of that?
Oh, ask. I love asking. I've had a couple situations where like there was like a friend that I was really attracted to, and there was like palpable vibes with us, and I'm like, hey, listen, like there are really 2 ways this could go. We stay friends, or we become more than friends. Those are the 2 types of relationships that you can have with somebody. Friends or Friends Plus, the new streaming service. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of sexy to like throw that in there too. Like if there is a vibe that you're like kind of uncertain on. There was a phase that I had during the pandemic where a lot of you know, my close friendships were like maybe leaning into like a romance situation, and then I think all but one of them ended up being just like a platonic thing that, you know, sometimes I see somebody and I think I'm like attracted to them in a sexual or like romantic way, and then it just like really dawns on me that like we're really good friends, which I think is beautiful. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just differing like levels of intimacy, like in all relationships, right? I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
But it's nice to just like get it out there. If I think somebody's hot and I want to make out with them, I let them know pretty soon into knowing them. Yeah, you know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I sort of just that gives me sort of hope, because I sort of just want to like flirt and make out with someone, you know?
I love making out.
You know?
I love making out. Sometimes that's the other thing is like sometimes I don't want to fuck. I just want to make out. But I think it's something about my past life as a coke whore. Like you know, it just goes. You know, my brain just goes, I want to fuck. But like, what's behind that is like, no, maybe I just want to like make out and cuddle.
Yeah. Well, also me and you previous coke, and it's like the making out is the key bump, and then the forking is, should I get a bag?
Yeah, an 8-ball.
It's like, oh, you need things in moderation sometimes.
Yeah, especially people. People is the best drug.
Agree.
Yeah. Well,
Dead silence.
Everyone's like, no. I was still thinking about flirting and making out, being like, yeah,
you were not here.
that would be fun to do that, and then just stop.
Yeah.
You know? And then get a matcha and just
Why not?
have fun.
Yeah. When I was like a baby lesbian, I loved making out with my girlfriends. It was so fun.
That's a really hot take.
Sorry, my friends that are girls, like not my girlfriends.
Oh, got it.
No,
got
like-
it.
No, like my friends.
I thought you meant like I was like, okay, what else are we doing? What else are we doing as baby lesbians other than making out with our
No,
girlfriends?
like your friends.
No,
your,
my friends.
like,
My
homies.
friends.
Yeah.
My friends that are girls.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think normalize making out as friends too.
Yeah.
Kissing is so fun.
Agree.
Tea time.
Oh my god, tea time. Go
Tea time,
intro.
Bunny? Okay. Go intro. Okay. So Rivkah, we have a portion of the podcast that we so Kylo and I are on different regimens of testosterone, and we're on different timelines. We have different stuff going on. I don't have a ton of updates on. I just had my 16th shot, and I don't have a ton of updates on anything that's going on with me. But I do know this is a good opportunity to talk about a non-testosterone transition thing, which is names.
Yeah, actually, I don't have a ton of updates either. Not much is. Actually, my update is that I'm getting a little frustrated, probably with like the lack of growth, not bottom growth, although sure.
Yeah,
but just the lack of movement. I think I got to be patient. But anyway, yeah, there's lots of different ways to transition, and we have all name transitioned. I think. Rivkah?
Yeah. I made the decision in 2020 to go by my Hebrew name, you know, because my transition gender-wise has been more of a like slow and educational, like spiritual one. I basically, just to give the Craig's notes. What is it? Cliff's notes.
Cliff's notes.
Who is Craig? And what are what notes is he taking?
He's with the list.
He does the list. Okay, yeah. Craig does the list. Cliff does the notes. Got it. Cool. Yeah, the clip notes.
Clip notes.
That was a Freudian tit. I mean slip. No, the Cliff's Notes version of my like transition / gender journey is that I met a non-binary person while I was working on a play in Chicago in like 2015, and I had never met somebody that used they them pronouns before, and I for some reason had seen like myself in that person just on a like, you know, I don't know. I saw something that I wanted, something that I already had in them, and I was just like, I think I might be non-binary too. And I did the, you know, she, they thing. You know, I had a staunch they, them phase. I chopped off all my hair during the pandemic and thought I was a trans boy, as I earlier mentioned. And then I just realized I had PCOS. And once I got, like, you know, the proper treatments and started, like, a recovery journey in the PCOS department, I, you know, realized that I may not be a trans man, which is chill and cool and fine. But yeah, I don't know. The most important thing for me was like ditching my government name, because it just never felt right. Like I was always like a nickname girl. Like people never called me by my name. It was always some like random nickname. It's like, hey, oil tits, like, you know, or like, you know, my initials, or right. You know, some name that was just not my name. And Rivkah is like something that's just like so Jewish. Lets people know, Jewish but not Zionist. Ding.
Ding.
Yeah. I love when people call me Riv. Like that makes me really happy. And I get like, people using my name is like one of the maybe like 4 things that gives me gender euphoria. And otherwise I'm not living in a state of like dysphoria necessarily, but like more like just like gender neutrality and like mental neutrality around it. But yeah, I'll never forget the first time I walked into a Zoom meeting with the name Rivkah, and somebody said, "Hi, Rivkah," and I was just like, "Yep, this is right. This is correct."
Cool.
That's amazing.
Love that.
Yeah.
And you've changed your name.
I have changed my name. I can't remember now when I changed it. Did we know each other when I changed it?
No.
Okay.
You were already Kylo.
Okay, so it must have been a few years, a couple of years. I feel like that was so hard for me to do. I felt like I was so established, air quotes. Motti taught me this last week, air quotes. We don't do that.
Tell them what you call it.
Inverted commas.
Yeah.
And
I knew about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew about the inverted comma. I have a lot of English friends.
Anyway, so I felt like I was so established, as Chloe. Happy to say it.
Oh,
I know. I'm happy to say it. I'm not ashamed, but it just felt so disconnected from me. But then everyone knew me. My company's in this. I booked these roles with this name, and it just felt too much of a big hill to change it. And then my family, I think, was struggling with it. And it's this, it's this thing like your mum is like named you, it's like looked at you.
My mom kind of did take it like not great at first. I'm like, it's like only a couple of like sounds off from the name that you gave me. Like my government name is Rebecca, which like even saying it feels like a weird word that I've never like said before, and I'm like struggling to pronounce. Like just feels gross coming out of my face. Like nobody ever called me that, and when they did, it didn't feel right. Like I know I look at myself and I see it's not giving Rebecca. Like
you couldn't have picked a closer.
It is literally the same name. It's just like in a different language. But yeah, ultimately, like, yeah, I struggled too with that as well, of the like SAG of it all, like getting my name changed like for work purposes. But it was surprisingly so much easier than I thought it was going to be, at least in my experience. I know not everybody has that experience, but yeah.
That's cool.
And I thought it was gonna like hinder my career too, but it definitely like actually helped. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nobody named Becca gets an award. You know what I mean?
Rivkah does though.
Rivkah gets awards.
It's such a strong name.
Award-winning filmmaker.
I do love that name.
The only problem with my name is that when I'm like in Starbucks or whatever, and I say Kylo, and then everyone says Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Are you a
Yeah.
Star Wars fan?
Yeah,
I
love
guess
Star
like
Wars.
Kylo Ren is Darth Vader or whatever.
No.
Well, hold on.
Sorry. Okay. So that's what the guy in the coffee shop told me.
He's not
Darth Vader.
Sorry.
But,
okay.
but
he's Adam Driver.
He's Adam Driver. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Sure. Who we love.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing, and I didn't really think about that when I changed my name. But I'm very happy. I feel super, super affirmed. And my family of now, they can't say Kylo for some reason. It's just Kai. But that's fun too.
Do you like that?
I like Kai.
Yeah.
It's cute. But then I think people think it's Kai, which is
It's one of the names.
Yes.
It's one of the names, and I don't love that. I'm like, it's KY, KYLO.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about what I would want to change my name to, River was one of the options, which is also one of the names.
Yeah.
Like I have like 10 like trans friends named River.
Totally.
Girls, guys, and in betweens.
Dogs.
And dogs even. But I'm glad that Rivkah is like not far off from that. But yeah.
Motti, how about you?
Yeah, I have a pretty unique situation in that I'll also full government name Emily Motti. My full Irish Catholic name, it's just so great. Emily Patricia Cecilia Motti.
Yo, the Cecilia of it all.
The Cecilia,
is that your like confirmation
it's my
name?
confirmation
That's
name.
my mom's too.
Yeah, it's my grandmother's name that I like never met, and then
she's
Patricia's
the patron saint of music.
She is.
Oh.
And then Patricia is my paternal grandmother's name, and so I have my 2 grandmas' names, which is nice. But from middle school, early high school, I was a varsity athlete, and it's a very like athlete thing to just go by your last name on the field, and it carried over. Like
so butch.
Also like Emily, yeah,
and so hot.
Also like Emily, there's like I went to, not only did I go to school with other Emilys in my class, but other Emily M's. So it's,
I'm sure.
Yeah, and so and especially soccer player. I always make the joke that like every Emily is either gay or a cunt. And I stand by that.
True.
That is true. There's so many lesbian Emilys and there's so many cunts named. I'm like, and maybe it's just because it's like a basic white girl name, whatever it might be, but like no shade to my parents, but like I know they picked Emily, but like my mom was not like, you're Emily because my grandma, like it wasn't those vibes there. So I always went by Motti. Even when I was the highest femme straight cis girl, it was always Motti. So when I transitioned, I'm like, I love Motti. I don't know I actually know two Jewish guys named Motti because it's like the shortened of like Mordecai.
Yeah.
And but like other than that, I don't know other Mottis. It feels very unique. It feels me. It feels insane to me to pick a different first name. So what I'm thinking of doing is I also say like say me and my partner get married, I would just move Motti to my first name and then use her last name, which would be an insanely Italian name.
Yeah.
Wait, what's her last name?
My name would be Motti Mignonelli.
Oh my fucking god.
Which is just so
I
Italian.
fucking love
Your
that.
name might as well be Gabagool Mozzarella.
Which is whatever, but so what I've decided, what I think I might do is like instead of moving Motti, and I also feel weird about like if I have kids, my brother doesn't want to have kids, and so I would be to carry on the Motti last name, because my sister took her husband's last name. I think my sister's gonna take her wife's last name if they have anyway. Not that that's like the most important thing, but I'd love to pass down Motti. So what I'm thinking of doing is legally changing my first name to Reed, which is my mother's maiden name, and it's a pretty cool name, also
Very
a
cool.
pretty trans name.
It's one of the names.
It's one of the names.
Yeah.
Reed, and then be Reed Motti legally. So when I go to the doctor's office, it's at least not Emily,
Right.
and it's at least this neutral name, but still go by Motti.
That's cool. It's very Brady Hobbs of you.
Is that us, Miranda, Sex and
Yeah.
the City?
Miranda?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Miranda.
every time I'm in New York.
We're Sex and the City fans here.
You
Oh my
are?
God, I'm
Yes,
obsessed,
Oh my
yeah.
god, my sister and I too are Sex and the City fans, and we were just walking around the city, just going, pointing at random things and going, Miranda.
No, I think we've referenced Sex and the City every
I think
episode.
every
we've recorded.
episode I feel
yeah.
worried about
I'm
it. but-
rewatching
So
it
who
right now.
on Sex and the City are you? And it's okay if you're not one of the girls. It's okay
Yeah.
if you are, and it's okay if you're
I mean,
a
I know
combination.
I can answer this
For me?
for you.
Oh my God.
Because I can, because you're Aiden, right?
Yeah.
You're
Aiden.
Aiden.
I'm Aiden and Steve hybrid.
Yo, that's real.
Yeah.
That's
Which-
very true.
Which, not to drive us, I want to go back to Sex and the City, but in girls' characters, I'm Ray and Charlie.
Okay.
Whoa.
Like I'm a Ray Charlie hybrid,
Hybrid.
and I'm a Steve Aiden hybrid.
That's
see
wild.
that.
Who do you
Yeah.
think I am in girls? Everyone gets this wrong.
I want to say like
A mix
a
of
mix
our
of like
beautiful.
Shosh and Hannah. Maybe.
You're just saying that because I'm Jewish?
No, I'm not. I swear. I'm not. I swear.
Oh my god!
Because you've got a strong personality in a good way, which I think is the case for Shoshana.
Okay.
I love Shoshana. She's my
I love
favorite
her.
character on the show.
I would say you're right about Shosh. I would say that I'm a hybrid of Shosh and Jessa with like an Adam Rising.
You're right. I like forgot about Jessa for a second.
I was gonna guess Jessa.
Yeah.
Period.
I
It's
was
because I'm
thinking of-
spiritually British.
Exactly. That is because you keep doing the accent. I'm like Jessa.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
What Sex and the City
I don't
character are
know.
you?
You have to do it for me now. I did it for you.
I'm
I
trying
think
to
you're gonna insult me. I'm ready for it. Oh,
What?
yeah?
No.
Okay.
Well, so when I think of you, I think like very business minded, very smart. And when I think of like business, I'm thinking of, well, Samantha. Well, Samantha, but Miranda, but no. I'm trying to think of like, I don't know who you are. Could you possibly be a Samantha Big hybrid?
Samantha Big? Do you mean Miranda Big or Samantha Big?
Samantha Big
Shit.
hybrid. Is that bad?
No, I don't think so. Well, they're both 10% arseholes.
Yeah,
But
sure.
that's okay.
Yeah.
It could be 10%.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I think
sure.
all people are at least 10% asshole.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not offended by this.
No.
And I mean like the best qualities from both of the characters. So
Right.
like Big, I don't like Big, but he's suave and he's got the driver and he's like, I think
Very
he's, like,
Aiden of you
this
to
cool
say.
guy.
He's got the driver. I just want to point out, I don't have a drive. I don't want people to think,
No,
to hear
no,
my
no, no.
accent,
No.
and then they're like, oh, Kylo's getting driven around the city.
No, of course not.
by,
I
in,
just
in
mean
his
that you're
fucking
cool.
Cybertruck.
I recently went on a date with somebody. I'm not gonna say their name. We really well. I think I'll just say I'll say it to get the reaction, but then we absolutely have to bleep it and like cover my mouth. I had a lunch date with when I was in LA. And he took me to lunch and gave me a ride home in his Sprinter van, which was
Why is he driving a Sprinter?
he's not driving it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's easy for him to like answer emails in a Sprinter van while he's being driven around.
Okay.
I don't know that it needs to be in the episode at all,
so
but
funny.
it
That's
was
hilarious.
very Mr. Big Coat, and he was like, "Oh, that right there," like pointing to a scent diffuser, was like, "I make those. It's Hinoki. You want to smell?" I was like, "Are you gay or not?"
That's so interesting.
Oh my god, I love that.
It was
Good for you.
beautiful. It was a beautiful time.
little kiss and a flirt.
And lady never kisses and tells.
Fair enough. I'm so sorry. I should not.
Over
have
the
asked.
pants hand job. Over the pants hand
My
job.
favorite to receive.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
I
Totally.
love it. Yeah.
Over
Yeah, the
pants hand
friction.
job.
I
Yeah,
love
the
over the
friction.
pants stuff. I'm realizing I'm like not. I think sex has become such a choice for me. It's like I have to be very intentional with it.
Totally.
That it's actually made me like very cognizant of the fact that I don't actually want to be forking all the time. And sometimes
Yeah.
I just want a jork. And sometimes I just want to make out. And sometimes I just want oysters. And
Yeah,
sometimes
you like
I
some
just want to
heavy
ride
petting.
around in a Sprinter van with a Hinoki scent diffuser.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Wait, so what Sex and I don't think we got your Sex
We
and the City
didn't.
character.
We didn't. Okay, what do you think?
Oh,
we
we're
didn't do it.
okay.
Okay. But surely Rivkah's
Samantha's
got a
in
little
it.
bit of a Samantha
Yeah,
in
it
there.
has
Come
to
on.
be.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So half
I've
Samantha.
got a dark Samantha past.
You've got
yeah.
half Samantha and
Half of Charlotte's non-binary child. that gets a non-binary bat
you
mitzvah.
can't bring
Rock?
Yes, Rob.
I'm not Rock.
we're bringing
Do you think I'm a little
Oh,
shady?
sorry.
we're bringing
Sorry,
the
not-
next gen
no,
version
no,
of
sorry.
Sex.
No,
No
This is
answers
we
like
can't.
that. Okay,
we
okay.
have to stick with the original seasons.
Okay.
Okay, we can't bring Rocket and all that.
Well,
that was
you can't
good.
be just 100% Samantha.
I'm
no,
definitely
no.
not 100%
No.
Samantha. No, I think that I am a hybrid of Samantha and Carrie.
Okay.
TBH.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I felt very Carrie in my last relationship. I felt I was a Carrie dating an Aiden. And yeah, I definitely saw I usually it's the character that I cringe at the most that I end up being the most like. Not on girls though, because I could never be a Marnie.
No, you could never.
See, I've had friends who told me that I was a Marnie in their mind, and I was
see
just
why
like,
you
feels
might
wrong.
say that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
You could
Marnie's
just say-
incredibly
yeah.
sexy.
she's very beautiful.
She's very beautiful.
yeah.
Are you saying that I'm beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No.
I'm now panicked. This is what happens to me on a date.
I think when he introed you, he said the beautiful Riv.
I did. Yeah, you are extreme. Of course, you're. I mean,
This
everyone
is
can
old
see you. You're
news.
extreme.
Yeah.
Old news. Extremely
Yeah.
beautiful.
The Fiji again.
But yeah, Fiji. Please
Well,
just
that's
pour it
awesome.
right over your head.
Maybe we can get that as a reel after.
Yeah, that's great.
well,
Flash
that's
baby
awesome.
style.
That's So that's
Names
tea
and
time.
everything?
That's tea time. Thank you.
Thanks, Rivkah. Do you have any? Sorry, do you want to go
No,
ahead?
please.
Do you have any advice you'd like to impart on some of our young and old and everything in between listeners?
Maybe how to be a good boy.
How to be a good boy? I would say open and honest communication with every fucking one you meet, like not just romantic partners, but also your friends. Tell your friends how you're feeling. I've recently come to discover that I'm pretty good about sharing publicly on the internet how I feel and what's going on with me internally, emotionally, whatever. But then when it comes to my friends, my close friends, they'll be like, "How are you?" I'll be like, "I'm good," you know, and I'm like, very.
Yeah.
Why is my voice going away? Hold on. I've been yapping on this trip. I've been
You've been straight up yapping.
Straight up yapping it, and by it I mean my mouth. We're taking our time with this because this is important. I think the babes need to hear this. I've recently been made aware of the fact that I share how I'm feeling. Like I share how I'm feeling publicly, and then when it comes to my friends, it's very much like, "Are you good?" And me just being like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then like a week later, I'm having a mental breakdown, and my friends are like, "Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you say you were actually like feeling like garbage when you're feeling like that?" And I think it's because I do have this like kind of mommy or daddy energy. Like in my friend group, I try to be like the most, I try to be like the listener in my friend group, and I try to also be the advice giver, and not in an unsolicited like annoying way, but I am a very spiritual person, so people tend to come to me for, you know, wisdom, guidance, whatever. I think it's like a clairvoyant thing too, like a little bit. But now that I'm navigating a breakup, like an engagement falling apart, you know, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And the impulse is for me to be like, I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm straight up killing it. And by it, I mean my penis. We keep on going back to that format, and it's beautiful. But yeah, I think like there's something so sexy and cool and fun about like sharing your shadowy self with your close friends, especially if you're a person who is like a public figure or like a creative or an actor, an artist, or an influencer who does a lot of like public sharing of life. I'm just like making sure that you're bringing that balance into your friendships and your relationships personally too.
That's such good advice.
Yeah.
I feel like that's very British of you to just be like, I'm fine.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. I'm good.
I think it's good advice because I also did that when I started really oversharing on the internet. I realized how it was affecting my friends and family, where like I would share this like deep dark feeling I was having, or like an update on my transition or something to my story, and then like my sister would be like, hey, found this out through Instagram, and I'm like, oh shit, you're right, like I've got to hit the family group chat before I say something publicly. And yeah, I think that goes for like feelings too, of like, I'm sure it doesn't make people feel great to find out through a story or something.
Yeah.
So that's great advice.
Yeah.
Good job.
Hey,
Good boy.
thank you. Oh my God.
You're like, wait, you've unlocked something.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, this is what we say at the end of the pod.
Good boy.
So we have to look at each other in the eyeballs and say, good boy, Rivkah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh my God.
Good boy. I'll wait for your eyes to be available again. Before we do that, just super quick, do you have any projects coming up? Should we be seeing you in anything?
Plug. Yeah. What can I plug? If you see me in the street, say hi. Don't be weird about it. Like I actually do love. I do love when people come up to me and like if they know who I am and say hi. I'm not weird about it. I may not. Yeah. It may catch me off guard. That's not really a plug. I'm like really plugging myself.
You're
as
like,
a friend.
come see me on the street.
Yeah, come see me on the street.
Are you DJing any parties coming up?
Actually in LA, if you're in the Los Angeles area, August 17th, Howl, a full moon party. It's also around my birthday, so we're gonna be doing a theme TBD, but I'm leaning towards I want to do like Disney Channel original movie themed party maybe, or like just Disney Channel in general, and have everyone dress as their favorite DCOM or Disney Channel character. I hope to see many Cheetah Girls there, and Girls of the Future even, at Honey's at Star Love, which is one of the only lesbian bars in the country. I found out there are so few very recently.
37?
Oh my God, that's too few.
Autostraddle did a list of it,
Yeah, but Honey's is super cute. I DJ there sometimes, and it's a good place to be. Other than that, I'm working on an album right now. This is a non-funny music album. I'll update everybody on social media on like when stuff's coming out. My Instagram is at Rivkah.Reyes, and that's my TikTok as well. Don't follow me on Twitter, X. They go by X now. And don't follow me on that. But if you want to, it's at Rivkah Reyes, no period.
Great. We'll link all of that. Okay.
Beautiful.
I think that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good boy, Rivkah.
Good boy, Rivkah.
Okay. This is
you have to say it back.
Obviously, good boy, Kylo.